Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed Podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you and enjoy the show.
So, Mr. Harvey, what did you come up with? You said you had some ideas for us and everything. So, hey, you about ready to share it with us, or are you going to just wait for a little bit?
Well, this is going to be kind of complicated because I want it to be more massive. And I'm figuring it out how to do it. But because you're more of a private person, it's going to probably have to be clicked on to me. And what it is, and then I can just send it to you to put on the blog. Once a month, starting in either January or February, I would like to do a newsletter. And most of it, I would say probably 75% or 80% of it would be about business. What's going on in the country and the world in business. Certain things that might have passed or passing. Certain things, in Congress and the Senate. Certain things that these multi-billionaires are doing to keep their money going, and how is it affecting our community. And when I say our community, I'm talking about the whole country in different parts of the country. So it might be a paragraph or two about New Orleans, paragraph or two about New Chicago. Might be something about what's going on in Saudi Arabia. And it's going to be about money. Any major laws that might be changed or changed that we're not aware of. There's a lot of things, that, you can learn from looking at local, like we have what we call is a public station, government station, right on my TV. And they talk about it. This stuff is strenuous. It's a lot to be involved. People have all kind of rules. They have regulations, procedures. Like if you want to buy a business, if you want to buy a building, you want to convert it over to a liquor store, if you want to convert it over to something else, a nightclub, or whatever. All of these things is not easy. That's the reason why a business is not easy to start. It's hard work. Unless you go in and you start purchasing businesses already and thing, and then you can just buy that business and everything is in its place. But still, you have to know what's going on in that community because they can change those laws on you in a minute. You just bought you a liquor license and everything, and you don't even know. They might be talking about, hey, we're gonna get rid of all liquor license on that area. So those types of changes, those types of things, what I'm thinking about, and then sending emails to thousands of people for those people that might be interested. You can always opt out of the email, and that's fine too. And but also you can read the article, and if you like it, great. If you don't, if you want to comment on it, you can do that as well. However, I think it would be, sort of kind of connected to what we're talking about, following the money, talking about different situations, what it affect us as a whole. And basically, that's it. Just a newsletter, sort of like a fact sheet. I used to write them all the time in my several jobs I had, and people enjoyed them. Very informative.
Okay, no problem. You need any help from me, or are you just going to get it done yourself?
Oh, I can do it myself. There's no problem.
Okay.
You might
So,
want to participate if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine too. But
no,
and it's only
I,
gonna be one page, bro. It ain't gonna be like it's, and
well,
occasionally it might roll over to 2 pages, but usually it's gonna be just one page.
okay.
4 or 5 stories on one page.
So we're going to post that on our web page or something, or are you just going to
Yeah,
post
we'll
it in?
post that on the web page, and also, like I said, we'll send out thousands of emails.
Hmm, okay. So I guess you people out there can be looking forward to having our newsletter. Is this going to be every week or once a month?
Once a month. That's
Once a month.
all. Once a month.
Be
It'd be too much to do once a week.
be Mr. Harvey's newsletter. So look for it on the website, people. We'll be uh, all the news that we can give to each and every one of you is going to be a positive and stuff to all of us because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on here in the next year or so. Lots of things going to be happening. So
A lot
we
of
can't depend.
changes.
Yeah, we can't depend on Fox and CNN and MSNBC or ABC or NBC or any of them to give us the news for our community. So we're hoping that we can put that news out for our people who are listening to our channel. So okay, anything else?
Well, couple of things. I didn't read the article, but I knew what it was saying. It was just a headline.
What's that?
NATO chief warns Trump of dire threat to U.S. if Ukraine pushed into bad deal.
Okay, you're gonna have to stop coughing now and repeat that again for me, man, because I want to make sure I heard that right. So go ahead, repeat it.
NATO chief warns Trump of dire threat to U.S. if Ukraine pushed into bad deal.
So why would they want to do that?
That's what I like to know.
I don't understand why they want to do that. Just because Ukraine is going into a bad deal, I don't understand.
Well,
Can
think about it. All the stuff that we've talked about Ukraine and through the years. I mean, since they've been, trying to be taken over by Putin. During the Obama administration, he let them have Crimea. So then he turned, and so now he wants to get Ukraine, and so the bad deal is he might want some more a part of that area, and a lot of that area has been devastated, and I don't know what what he claimed what his red line is or whatever. I don't know. But one thing we do know is that Putin wants Ukraine because there's a lot of resources there, and he want to be
Hell,
in charge of it.
they got resources in Russia. They got a huge gas reserve there sitting in Russia right now.
Well,
Huge
that too,
gas
and
reserve.
of course he wants his USSR back. That's his whole thing, you know. He upset. He's been upset with that. That's his crawl in his throat. He want USSR back. He want to be in control of all of that part of Europe.
Oh, he's such a big baby.
You
He's
know, you
such
don't
a
want nobody to be prosperous, bro. You want to be in charge
he's
of it.
such a big baby.
He wants to
Oh,
be in charge of it.
he's such a big baby. He's got enough. He has a huge land mass right now. Why would he? It doesn't make any sense.
Don't make no sense to
Yeah, not at all. I
it. But
guess
anyway, here's another one I got.
okay, go ahead.
You know, yesterday I went sort of kind of not berserk, but sort of put out some stuff out there about Warren Sapp, the defensive tackle who is now coaching with
Deion
Prime.
Sanders. Right.
And a lot of things I said was true, but I didn't put it in the right way. So
What do you
I'm going to put
mean?
it in the right way.
Oh, okay, the right way. Okay, go ahead.
Warren Sapp earned nearly $59 million during his 13-year career.
That's total.
Total.
Okay.
I said 50.
Okay. Well,
I was pretty close.
five
I'm
or
just
10
going.
here.
See, we old, and you know some of the stuff.
Five or 10. 5 or 10 mil. That's not a big deal. Go ahead.
Okay, now, okay. Warren Sapp is a Hall of Famer. Played from '95 to '07.
Mm-hmm.
Buccaneers and the Oakland Raiders. He won a championship, 7-time Pro Bowler. But here's the deal: what I wanted to talk about. He went bankrupt in 2012.
Okay.
Filed for Chapter 7, citing debts of over $6.7 million. He made
That all?
$59 million.
That all? Go ahead.
Tax issues owed IRS over $900,000. Foreclosed on his Florida home. I remember that. That was all in the paper. He divorced his wife in '97 after 4 years of marriage. Child support, $50,000 per month for child support for each 2 children. Domestic violence allegations in 2010. Girlfriend accused him, but then the charges were later dropped. It's worth noting that Sapp has spoken publicly about his financials and personal struggles and has taken steps to address these issues and rebuild his life back.
So since 2012, you were saying, which is what, 12 years ago, he's getting his life back together. You didn't have anything from 2012 on until now, to right before he became
No, he's really been sort of out of sight. I know he was working for a minute for the NFL channel, you know, and then he got bumped or something. I don't know what happened there, but I know that because, you know, he's a very talkative person.
Mm-hmm.
And, so I don't know what happened there, but he's been pretty much out of sight, out of mind. You know, he did make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I wonder how Deion found him and picked him up and decided that he might be able to help his defensive line. That would have been interesting to find out Deion's thinking when he decided to pick him.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised that he called Deion himself because, you know, he had, how many people coming there that was pros?
He
He
had
had
a
to hold
couple.
quite
I
a few
can't.
people.
He had a couple. I can't remember actually who their names was. Like I said, after his last year, his first year there in Colorado, I stopped following him because before that, since he was his second year in Jackson State, I followed him all the way into Colorado to his first year. But then after he had such a horrible year that first year, I stopped following him, so I didn't get a chance to see a whole lot about Dion and what was going on because I know he had a difficult time and those people in Colorado was getting kind of restless and stuff with him because they brought him in there to be a winner. So
Well, they was happy with the 4-8 they ended up with.
well, there were some people who weren't. There were some people. There were some rumblings and stuff there, and there are booster folks and stuff and everything who weren't happy with it. And like you said, there were some commentators and head coaches and stuff and everything that were really giving him a bad name and stuff because of most of those folks do not like loudmouth black folks, people who speak their mind. And any time that they kind of falter a little bit and everything, they are absolutely quick to jump on them and denigrate them. Whereas their white counterparts and stuff, they usually give them at least a year or two to decide what they're gonna do. But we're gonna be beat up real quick. And we are not allowed to have those bad years and still be able to build up on and get better and stuff at it. Because it does take quite a bit of time and stuff to build a program, especially a program like Colorado and stuff, man, that would have been consistently down on the bottom and everything. So I guess didn't they have the head coach and stuff who went to Michigan there, the one that had the problem there in Michigan State? I think he was the head coach there at
I have no
Colorado.
idea.
Yeah,
It
he was the head coach at Colorado before he went to Michigan State. And you know, he after his second year at Michigan State, man, he had a scandal going on, and he it looked real bad for him. I'm trying to think of this guy's name and stuff, but
Well, he was making $10 million a year.
oh yeah, they gave him a
That I
huge
remember. I
salary.
remember the
Yeah,
story.
they gave him a
It was
huge
about
salary.
some. It was something about a woman.
Right, this white woman and stuff had did something or said something and everything, and then it got to be a big thing and everything. And I think he took him almost a year or two and a lot of legal fees
Did he
and
keep
stuff and
his
everything.
job?
He didn't. You know, it wasn't clear. It was still kind of cloudy as to what was going on, and nothing ever came about it and stuff. I don't think the girl got any money and stuff from it, but it really uh, created a lot of stinking stuff there in Michigan State, and Michigan State just wanted to get rid of it, so they paid him off and told him to go ahead on. But I think he was at Colorado and stuff before that, and he moved from Colorado over there to Michigan State. So they've had a couple of black head coaches there. They're Colorado, and Dion's the next one. But the AD and stuff at Colorado and stuff when he begged him to come there because he thought that he could change that program around, and now both of them are looking very good because like we just said yesterday, hey, that boy came within a eyelash of getting to the championship game, and that's something that Colorado had not seen in a while. So I'm pretty sure they're looking for big things from him next year. And I'm kind of concerned because his quarterback is going to be gone. His son is going to be gone
He
to
got
the
a top
National
five
Football League.
quarterback, bro.
Huh?
He got a top five quarterback coming
Yeah,
in.
that don't mean nothing. They had some top five quarterbacks that came into college ranks, man, and didn't make it. I can. There's a whole laundry list of them. But anyway, we'll see. I wish him luck. I'm always rooting for our folks to
I got one more story here.
go ahead.
I was wondering, with all this conflict that's going on, what is really going on. So I'm looking and I'm saying, how many wars are there right now? And this has been going on, these wars has been going on and conflicts have been going on for years. Of course, we got the Russia and the Ukraine war, which started in 2014. Then we got the Syrian civil war. Then we have the Yemen civil war. We have of course, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And then we got the Ethiopian civil war, the Myanmar civil war, and this is one word I'm gonna try to pronounce it, but it's the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, Somalia civil war, the Libyan civil war, the Congo wars. All of these are going on right now. And if you ever watch BBC, they talk about these types of things all the time of what's going on every time there's a conflict or try to take over some territory, these people. So I don't know what these people are fighting about and what their civil wars are about, but these things have started thousands of deaths and millions of displaced people. Ethiopians, Somalia, displaced people. And one time I did a little short sting about all the displaced people, well over 200 million people. And it's probably way higher than that. And these people are ran out of their own country and they're trying to go to other countries. We've seen tidbits of little small stories or a quick 30-second or a minute story or 2-minute story on these people on boats trying to get out of their country, dying, trying to go to Italy, trying to go to Europe, trying to find places that they can go to live a better life or at least a peaceful life. And I don't get it. I really don't. But these are the things that's going on. The Congo Wars has been around since 1990, competing for control of the country's resources. That's where Joy Reid's family's from, Congo.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many people that have been getting interest into the Americans, different nationalities of all over the world has come here. And a lot of them, have been getting help
Mm-hmm.
to establish themselves. Because I know a lot of people don't want to believe this or think on this, but, in the last 30, 40 years, this country's population is zero added. And you
Mm-hmm.
need people. And so they have allowed millions and millions and millions of people to come into this country. Because there are small towns right now, they don't want to admit it, and even some big cities in the what they call the red states, they're dying, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They're dying. They don't have a population. And these new people that come in, a lot of them are hungry and they want to start businesses. They want to create things. They want jobs. They want whatever. And so the bottom line is, well, America needs people. And right now we got, like I said, we got over 150 new Americans in this country. that's just been here for a couple of decades.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got displaced people all over the world, and we're talking well over 200 million, I'm sure we got about 50 million of them, 100 and something million of them. And then they bring their families over as well. So there it is right there. You know, I mean, I don't know what these people fighting about, but you know, it's not like it used to be because technology, man, people see all this. They got YouTube, they got TikTok, they got Facebook, and they looking at all the Americans how they living, all of that, and they saying, "I want that." They got running water, they got in-house plumbing. They ain't living under tents, and they do everything they can to try to get here. And you can't blame them. You can't blame them. So, and I wish they would just send a lot of these people. They need to go to them red states. They need to go to those red states. And not only, you know, we got other people all over Europe, all over Africa that want to come here, and then you got your Hispanics. I'm gonna call them Hispanics because that's what they call themselves. Because you're talking about different types of Latin people, and they want to come here. They're displaced too as well. So what is America going to do, Ed? I think they lost. America is lost, bro. We're lost. They don't know. They playing so close to their chest, playing politics and trying to stay controlled when really they're not really in control. Right now, they have gathered their thing, because they use that, we against the world, and so all the white folks, you got 60%, 60% of people that call themselves white. So there it is, right there. All they needed was a few other black people and Latino people to vote for them, and then they're gonna win, and then stop other people from not voting. Don't. So that's the deal. But hey, 10 years from now, bro, this country gonna be a whole different country because these people are hungry. They going to school, they learning, they smart. A lot of them. Well, I was just reading or seeing a story on the people from India. They sneak in here, bro.
I know a whole lot of people sneaking in here, Ted. They're crossing the border illegally. A lot of them are. And they're coming over, and their families are bringing them over, and they are the ones and stuff and everything who own these hotel franchises and Holiday Inns and all of that. If you look at those Holiday Inns and stuff now, you're going to see them Indians and Pakistanis. They control them. They have all these budget hotels and stuff and everything. They own them, and they don't let the American people run these hotels. they they bring their folks from their country and bring them over here, and they are the ones and stuff who manage these hotels. They buy them and they manage them, and they might hire the locals and stuff, and they come in to clean the rooms up, but they're the ones and stuff who are taking the money and stuff away from having owning these places, and they are now getting all our local grocery stores and gas stations and stuff and everything in the black community. They own them. They bought them, and they bring their own people in to sit behind that counter and count that money. Well, what can we do? But uh, to get back to your other statement that you made about this country and stuff being what it is, there was a guy and stuff I respect very much. He he was on the show, and he said something very profound. I don't know if he knew that it was going to be. It's going to take this. I was going to use that. This connotation is going to be used, but he said, when you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud. When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud. So they prayed and got who they wanted to be the president, and now they got to deal with the mud. Because
And it's gonna be muddy, bro.
it's gonna be muddy. They prayed for the rain and they got it. Now they got
Some
to
of them
deal with
gonna
the mud.
sink. It's gonna be quicksand.
Man, the mud can be a monster. But they got what they wanted. They prayed for that rain and they got it. They prayed for that man to get in and they got it. Now we got to deal with the mud. And not only them, we got to deal with it. The ones who didn't vote for him and the ones who didn't vote going to have to deal with that mud. So, but I don't know, Ted. This country has changed. Times have changed us, and this country has changed. And like we spoke about earlier yesterday and stuff, our population and stuff is becoming uneducated. And when your population becomes uneducated and stuff, what are you going to do with your uneducated people, the folks who did graduate out of high school, the folks who barely got out of high school? What do you deal with them? What do you do with them? Most of them can't read. What do you do with them? They out there on the street. We got. I was reading an article, and this thing had to be really screwed up because I couldn't believe the numbers that they were sprouting about how many kids in this country are going to school and they don't have a home. And that number was in the millions. And I said, that can't be right. It can't be. Imagine that, man. You got millions of kids who are going to school and they don't even have a home. They're living on the street, they're living in cars.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Those numbers, man, are mind boggling.
It's a fact because you go into second grade, you go into third grade, can't even read. And I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it loud. It's not the kids' fault.
I know that. I'm not blaming the children. I'm just looking at those facts that these kids are going to school and they're trying to be educated and they don't have a home to stay in. They come to school and they're going back to their home, which is on the street or in their parents' car or van or whatever they have to live in. That's it.
And we're spending billions and billions of dollars on stupid stuff. You know, the underworld in this country is massive. You know, and we don't even know because we came up halfway decent. Our parents worked, but it wasn't no piece of cake.
Hmm.
But the
It
bottom
wasn't.
line is,
But you had a
is
home, Ted, to go to. You
that's
had
what
a
I'm
house
saying.
and a
That's what I'm
roof over
saying.
it, and you had a bathroom, and you had
Yeah,
food in the house.
yeah. But
Yeah.
but
These
but the
kids are
thing
going
is,
there and they don't know when they get out of school, their car may be gone, or the police could have towed it, or their tent could have been torn down where they live at. And all their stuff is gone. And the only thing they got is what's on their back and on their feet.
See, this is the reason why I don't donate to these organizations, homeless. The other day, I'm saying, you know what? This Thanksgiving, I'm gonna give $100 or $50 to this organization. I ain't gonna name the organization, but I used to volunteer there years ago. And you know what they got? They got a some kind of organization. It's not even their organization that does the bill taking, right? Take the money, and then they say, well, if you're going to whatever you donate is going to cost $2.95.
so, so that's part of those administrative costs
So
that
they
before it
so they
gets to the
say
people who
add
need it.
if you're gonna give $50, add $2.95. You're gonna give 100, add this. You know what? I say I ain't giving you shit. Now here you are, a major nonprofit organization, and you trying to tell me that you cannot spare hiring a IT person where you have your own website where you can get your own money and people donate straight out $50, $100. Am I right or wrong?
That's what's going on nowadays. They have to have
So now you think
they,
how much money they
Ted,
getting
Ted,
for
the money has to go to administrative costs, and they don't want to. If you donated $100, you're gonna the people on the bottom will be lucky to get 50. They'd be lucky to get to 50. And as you notice and stuff, that's why Tyler Perry, who donates a lot of stuff here to black folks and stuff, he does not have any go-between people. He don't give his money to these organizations. He goes directly to the horse's mouth. He goes directly to Walmart or to Kroger and walk into the door and said, I got this money. Anybody that come through this door today, send a bill to me. Or he goes into Walmart and says, anybody who walks through this door, send the bill to me. That's the only way that your money is going to be spent and given to the folks and stuff who need it. So if you knew that they had Thanksgiving dinner going on and they needed to feed 1,000 people, my thing would be I'm going to the store and I'm gonna buy $100 worth of food and groceries and canned goods or whatever, and I'm gonna drop it off there at them. So I know that my $100 is gonna be spent for the people who need it. That's on the
that?
way.
That's what came to my mind too.
Yeah,
But who
that's
wants
it.
to do all that, bro?
But you have to, Ted, if you want to give the people, because those folks down there, Ted, even though them other people down there, they're taking the money on the top, they still got to have some food in their mouth. And they're waiting on people like you to do that. And it's not their fault that they can't get what you give to them. It's not their fault that the people who are administering the program is taking the money and doing that. It's not their fault that there are many people who are administrating and stuff said, well, we can't take the cash in and stuff and everything, so we're gonna let our buddy handle the cash that comes in and let him get a little bit of money off the top, or add another surcharge to you so they can have pay their costs and stuff for giving them the money. That's where it's going. So that's what I would do. I'd have went to the store, found out what these people are doing food at, and I say, hey, here, I'm donating this. So if you guys can't use it, pass it out to the people and stuff that you feeding. That's the only way it's going to work. And ask them, if you need anything else from me, send me what you need, and I will bring it here. If you need bread, I'll buy the bread and bring it here. So then you know that your money is going to the people who need it. Or do like I would be doing anytime I go to Walmart or Kroger or whatever. They have a shelf there where they have, uh, man, some days, man, that shelf is full of baking goods. And they don't know what to do with it and everything. So they reduce the prices and stuff on it. And I have went in there and bought everything up on the shelf, drove down to Skid Row here in Atlanta, down by the Greyhound bus station, and opened the back of the car up and said, "Hey man, I got some food for y'all. Y'all want it?" And all of them would come out there and get it. And there's nothing wrong with it because it's still in the package,
Good idea.
still in the original packaging.
Good idea.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, most of the time it's half price, and they just put it out there. And every now and then I'll buy it all, and I know where to go because that's where they at. I know where I got down to Skid Row, and, which is the bus station where the Greyhound bus station. That's where they all congregate, and they all sleep on the street down there. So here you go, pass it out to your friends and stuff and everything because they don't have no place to put it at. So you're going to have to pass it out because you can't keep it all because it's going to spoil. And they know who their friends are. And they can pass out, "Hey man, the old boy bought some stuff down here, man. I got it." And they might try to sell it to him or whatever. I don't know, but I did my part. So anyway, Ted, going back here, I did some little research and stuff. That guy's name that I was telling you about who worked for Michigan State, his name was Mel Tucker. He was one heck of a coach, and he's been in football and stuff for a long, long time. He's been in the National Football League, and he was at Colorado, and he left in 2019, and he moved over to Michigan State, and they gave him a 10-year, $95 million contract, one of the highest contracts, coaching contract that the university has ever had. But when that sexual scandal, harassment, or whatever it was happened, they tried to throw him away. And what they did was they they said, "We ain't gonna pay you your money. The rest of your money, we ain't gonna give it to you." So now he's filing a civil rights lawsuit against the University of Michigan so he can get his money back, breach of contract and defamation. But
Good
he,
for him.
huh?
Good
Yeah,
for him.
but he hasn't worked since 23. There's no history of him doing anything since 23, but he is trying to get his money. He did file a civil rights lawsuit against him, so I'm pretty sure they're going to have to give him some of that 95, that whatever is left over out of that contract. They may not give it all to him and everything, but they'll probably negotiate with him and give him a nice little hefty sum where he can be able to make it for a while. So
Have you
anyway,
ever seen the movie Columbia?
now
I,
is it called Columbia or Columbine?
Columbia.
I haven't seen that one. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know where you get Columbine from, but anyway.
That's when they had Rihanna was the star of the show. Not Rihanna, but what's the girl's name? Oh man, I forget her name. Uh she plays in a lot of, she's a black girl and stuff with married this white guy, and she's playing in a series and stuff now called Lioness. I forget her
Oh,
name.
that's her name.
Huh?
That's her. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, but that movie was named Columbine.
It's,
Columbine.
no, it's not Columbine.
That's what I call it when they be on there. It's called Columbine. Go ahead.
No, but this is another movie she made.
Right, I know. I saw it. I saw part of it. Go ahead.
So anyway, I'm gonna get the right name of the movie. But anyway, let me just say this. It was in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Originally it was English.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I would, I'd be clicking through and I'm looking as I stopped because there was a certain part that I liked. And so it went to a commercial. Spanish station now. This is a riff This is a rant. I'm letting you know ahead of time. The commercial had Kohl's, Febreze, Walmart, Pizza. This is one commercial time
I know.
before the
I
movie came
know.
back on.
They stick 'em. They stick a lot of them in there now.
Walmart, Jack Daniels, Total Wireless, Amazon, Rooms to Go, Tobacco Free, Morgan and Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
All of these commercials came on during that time during the break.
Mm-hmm.
Spanish channel. Then you wonder where the advertising dollars are going. You wonder why we don't have as many black stations or magazines. Because all their money is going into getting their business. Because there's over 100 million Hispanics in this country. And yet, when you look at that, when you go into these stores, majority of the stores, especially here in Florida, a lot of Hispanics are working. I'm just telling you, I'm just saying. The thing is that we are not spending money like we supposed to, or what we should be, or maybe we shouldn't be, or we're not. People are going to, businesses are going to say, who is our main customer now? But here's the deal, bro. Hispanics, they might be shopping at these places, but eventually they always shop within themselves. They're constantly building their own retail stores, their restaurants, on and on. You know the reason why, in my opinion, I might be wrong on this, but I think this is the deal. Sears and Roebuck is out of business. Who was one of their major customers? Sears and Roebuck.
We are.
We were. We were their major consumers right there at Sears and Roebuck. And what happened was is when we saw this, we stopped going to Sears and Roebuck. What happened to Sears and Roebuck? They went out of business. These people are these corporations. What they look for is money now. This ain't no knock on the Hispanic community. But when you look at these corporations and say, "Oh yeah, we got 30% of our people, or 35% of the people that come in the door is Hispanic," and they spending money, but eventually they get what they need, and they done, and they don't come there no more.
Mm-hmm.
But right now they spending money. So what they do, they hire Hispanics to speak Spanish because a lot of them claim they can't speak English. But then that store is going broke. What do you think right now? Target is gone down. They losing money because they a lot of Hispanics they do their shopping now at Target. Black folks don't even go to Target hardly no more. You walk around, you don't see no black folks working. This is the problem with these corporations. They're looking for money now, and then next thing you know, they go out of business. Instead of catering to getting people together. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a few Latinos, a few blacks, a few whites, a few Asians, and what have you. You know, if that's the game you're gonna play. But you know what you do, you just hire the whole staff, Hispanic, and then people look around. And let me tell you, you'd be surprised if people be noticing that stuff. And they say, "Oh no, I ain't coming back here no more," because half of the half of the people, you know, the customer service might not be quite as well. You get irritated because they can't hardly speak English. You try to get a return, it might be an attitude or something, and they think that you know, hey, I got this job because I'm better than you. So the bottom line
We,
is that, in my opinion, this is the reason why these corporations are falling and failing because they don't want to have diversity. When you don't have diversity, and when you have a group of people that are different nationalities, different ethnic groups, come together and work together as a unit. But what they want to do is they go in and they just have all something, all black, all Hispanic, all this, all that. That's just my opinion, because now they're advertising. They've been advertising, doing this thing for the last 35, 40 years, trying to get them as clientele. But the Hispanics are a little different breeder than us, bro. They're hungrier than us. They're starting more businesses than us.
well, I have a little bone to pick about that. We have been harping about getting ad dollars from these big corporations and big companies for a long time now. And we have created a mess our own selves. I remember with this old guy about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe seven, maybe longer than that, 8, decided that our community is not getting corporations ad dollars on their news media and their radio stations and their newspapers. So he decided to file a lawsuit against one of the biggest media outlets and stuff out there that dealt with ad dollars that supposed to have been we wanted to try to get into our community. He filed that lawsuit, and guess what happened?
What happened?
Our own folks talked against that man
What?
and went on the side of the corporation. Our own people.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Our own people went against him. Now, I understand that this guy and stuff he's got a big conglomerate himself. He owns it. But after he had did all that, spent his money to fight these folks, and then our people turn around, our big time folk turn around and tried to beat him down. He by the time he didn't win the case, but he forced that company and stuff and everything to give him at least part of what he wanted because he filed what something like a $20 billion lawsuit against them folks. And Comcast finally relinquished and stuff and let him have some of the money and stuff. And bruh man took his money and ran. Forget them black folks. And ever since then, we have not been able to get ourselves together because we don't know who gonna go against us, or that man out there puts enough money into their pockets and everything, and they sell us out. I don't blame them for not giving it, because if we got our own folks out there, we like crab in the barrel, Ted. We don't want nobody to get in front of us. Any black folks, black people don't want other black people to get out of that daggone barrel and do better. We hate that. We got to keep our folks and stuff down, and then those people and stuff who got the money, they use that stuff against us. We are still sitting around here, and these actors and actresses are sitting out there in these media outlets and stuff trying to get the money that they deserve for the talent that they are putting on that screen, because they can get away with it, and we are not going to do anything about it. And when one person tries to get ahead, and the rest of them going to pull them back down. And
I
until
mean,
we can
right.
solve that and do what we need to get done, and the man out there who got the daggone money, who controlling that purse string, know that we're strong enough and everything, and we're going to stick together and do it like those Hispanics are doing, we're never going
Kudos
to
to them.
get,
That's what I say.
yeah,
Kudos
we
to
are
them.
never going to get what the heck we need and stuff out there. And since then, all the ad dollars and stuff have plummeted and stuff in our neighborhood. And we spend a lot of money, Ted.
A
We
lot
spend
of
a lot
money.
of money. We spend a lot of money out there, but we don't have any power to do anything.
A lot of money, Ed.
A lot of money is spent out there. So I just feel that some of that stuff we cause ourselves, and we just don't realize it and stuff. But we got a right to sit out there and complain about what the heck is going on. And we complaining now because this man is now got into office and stuff, and we looking around and say, "Oh, I done messed up." Hey, brother, you should have voted. Oh, Ted, final word. We at the end here, brother.
I don't really have a final word, but I just think that we're a complicated people.
Yep, very complicated.
And not only we as a black people, I heard somebody say that we're not African and we're not black, we're Americans.
And we are, because we don't have no home, Ted. We don't have no home to go to.
So,
Because we don't know
and
where we came from.
black is a concept. But the thing is, the only thing that we know as a race of people are that we're black. And that's only because of the color of our skin.
Mm-hmm.
So, we it seemed like, 1 minute we're colored, we're Negro, we're African Americans, we're black, we this, we that. And, that conversation is getting old, and,
Mm-hmm.
we're just Americans. I'm an American.
Mm-hmm.
Where everyone has a ethnic group.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people live by that ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a home relationship.
Mm-hmm.
What is our home
A
relationship?
country that they can go to,
There you go.
that they can call home.
There you go.
But we can't. We don't know where we came from.
We don't know where we came from. We don't know where our great great
We don't.
grandmother
We
father
have.
came from.
We don't. And our history is slowly but surely, Ted, leaving us. And I know we fought like hell to get it and find out what was going on, but our folks nowadays, they're not willing to fight for it. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on with our young folks, but I don't know. It's just something else. Anyway, my final word, I was going to say something about a comedian that told a joke. I don't know if I should say it or not, because it might not be. It might not be something the folks will want to hear.
Ed, you are a grown ass man. They're gonna talk about you no matter what. So just go and say it.
This is my final word here about what has happened. there was a comedian. He's dead now, and he was sitting there getting ready to pass away, and he told all of his friends, he said, "I'm going to heaven." And they said, "You ain't going nowhere. You're going to hell because you've been so bad. You're going to go to hell." And he said, "I'm going to heaven because I know how to get there." So they all sat down there and put their money out. "You ain't going nowhere." So he said, I bet you all $100 that I can get into heaven." So they said, "Okay, there he is right there." So he went to the pearly gates and asked the Lord. He said, "Lord, I want to come into heaven." And he said, "But if you can answer this question, I'll go ahead on back to hell." So the Lord said, "What is the question?" He said, "Can you tell me when black people are going to get together?" And the Lord scratched his head and said, "Go in." He said, "Lord don't even know when we gonna get together as black people. So if the Lord can't answer it, I don't know who can tell you." We just lost. Bernie Mac said that. That was one of his jokes that he had before he died. But Ted, we can find joy out here in everything. There's joy out there for us. Even now, there's joy. Even though we know that that man is getting ready to come in on January the 20th and beat the crap out of us and this country. But we can find some joy. We can find some peace somewhere. And we're going to find it. That's all I got to say. Anything else?
I'm good, bro. You know, hey.
Hey, people. We talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.